Jungkook stands back to the shipping yard. He flips through the pictures he took, the armed guards, the container filled with drugs, the sketchy men rejoicing in their completed transaction. Jungkook has it all documented. He could put these guys away. Jungkook's heart pounds as he runs up the trail. Who do I tell? What do I do? Jungkook unlocks his car and speeds away, going to the one person he can trust. What do I say? What will he tell me that I don't already know? If I go to the police, they could track us back to me. I could be seriously hurt, if not killed for this. But if I don't do this, I'll let them win, continue to terrorize me and Big Al's, continue to terrorize the city with their crimes. I'll let them continue to kill innocent people, like my mother. With a burst of adrenaline, Jungkook can feel himself shaking as he speeds toward the diner. He's so jumpy, he almost runs into cars parked on the sides of the streets. That was gang like full-blown gang. Jungkook pulls in behind the diner and bursts through the back door, running into the dining room in search of Al. Big Al looks up from the cash register, surprised to see Jungkook here so late. Jungkook. Al smiles warmly at Jungkook, still happy to see the young boy. Guys, here they. Jungkook stumbles over his words, feeling his hands shaking. Adrenaline courses through his veins. Gang members. Jungkook falls into one of the booths, sitting with his arms wrapped around him. Al puts the money back in the register, no longer concerned with the day's earnings. Al kneels down in front of Jungkook. What are you talking about, those guys? Jungkook starts, feeling sick. The ones who kept coming around, the shady ones, they're a part of a gang or something. Followed them and, you what? Al exclaims, placing his hands on Jungkook's leg. You followed them. Jungkook, I know. I know, Jungkook defends. I couldn't help it. Something just felt off about them and I had to know what was going on. What did you see? They were at the docks. Jungkook says. Huge shipping containers were filled with bags of cocaine, or maybe it was heroin, I don't know, but there was so much. The whole yard must have been filled with the same stuff. Jungkook. Al stands, his hand on his forehead. You're sure you saw that? Jungkook nods and Big Al exhales, scared for the young boy. If anyone would have seen Jungkook, he could have been kidnapped, tortured. Al knows Jungkook didn't mean anything by it. He's just an innocent boy. He's not involved in that stuff. I have to go to the police, Jungkook says, breaking the silence. What? Al whips to Jungkook. You can't. Jungkook. If that's really what you saw, then that's some serious. Big Al says, sliding into the seat across from Jungkook. You take that to the police and those boys will kill you. Jungkook. They will kill you. Al's words hang in the air. Jungkook's heart pounds in his chest. So, what? I just let them win, Jungkook asks, looking up to Al through his watery eyes. Let them continue to terrorize the city? Kill innocent people like my mother? A tear slips down Jungkook's cheek. Al sighs, hanging his head. He knows the young boy too well. There's no way he could talk Jungkook out of this. Okay, Al agrees. I'll call down to the station. Jungkook gives Al a curt and thankful nod as Al walks back to his office. Jungkook turns in the booth, folding his hands on the table. For the first time, Jungkook exhales. The whole time it has felt like Jungkook has been holding his breath. What if these are the guys that killed his mom? What if he's about to make those justice for what they've done to her, and countless others? Jungkook takes a deep breath as another tear rolls down his cheek. This is it. This is what I want to do. If I am any help to catching and locking up those criminals, Then maybe I can find peace. God, I miss you, Mom. Al is gone for what feels like an eternity. When he finally reappears from the back, Jungkook is too distracted to recognize Al's sudden face. "They're waiting for you," Al says, placing his hand on the counter next to the register, "down at the station. They'll probably put you in an interrogation room, but don't be scared. You didn't do anything. Will you come with?" Jungkook asks as he stands. "I'll finish up around here." Al gestures to the register, "and I'll meet you down there." Jungkook nods, mentally preparing his statements for the police. "See you in a bit," Jungkook says and gives Al a quick hug before walking to the back door. Jungkook places his hand on the metal handle. "Do I really want to do this? What could this mean for me? My safety? My future?" Deep breath. He pushes through the door, met with a warm blast of summer night air. Jungkook takes a step out, letting the door close behind him. "It will be okay." Jungkook walks toward his car at the end of the alley. The yellow light above the back door barely reaches his car, leaving it in the shadows. As Jungkook gets closer to the car, figures start to form on either side of the car. Jungkook slows his pace, wondering if he's seeing things. The figures start to move toward Jungkook, making Jungkook stop in his tracks. His heart drops. "Hi there, darling," one of the figures says. Jungkook can vaguely recognize the Irish accent. The two figures come into the light and Jungkook takes a step back. It's the two gang members. "Need a ride?" the black-haired one asks, a devilish grin on his face. Jungkook turns to run in the other direction, but bumps into another member. The man grabs Jungkook's arms and holds them behind his back. Jungkook struggles against the strong grip. "No! No! Help!" Jungkook screams. "Al? Help me!" The blonde one chuckles and approaches Jungkook with a sickening grin. Night-night. With one blow, Jungkook is out cold. An intense pounding stirs Jungkook to consciousness. The whole left side of his head hurts, making him feel dizzy. Slowly Jungkook peels his eyes open, sensitive to the fluorescent light shining down on him. Suddenly, memories of blonde hair and dark eyes flood through Jungkook's mind. He snaps up, trying to stand, but he falls back into the chair. His hands are tied behind his back, both legs tied as well. He struggles a bit more, but it's no use. He looks around, heart pounding in his chest and tears welling in his eyes, absolutely terrified. It's a huge storage warehouse, concrete floors and high ceilings. Windows line the very top of the room. It's still dark outside, so Jungkook couldn't have been unconscious for long. Some movement to his right makes Jungkook jump. He looks over, seeing 4 other people tied up, all already conscious. They each look the part, tough, weathered, like they've been in this situation before. They know why they're here. It's very cinematic. The only lights on are above them, like 5 spotlights shining down. There's hospital screen dividers blocking the 5 of them from seeing what's on either side or behind them. Jungkook tries not to look, but he can see red staining on the white screen. Tears spill over, falling down his cheeks. What is happening? Why am I here? Am I going to die? Faint screaming reaches Jungkook, only intensify his terror. Through the dark, Jungkook can see a dimly lit hallway where the agonizing screams are faintly echoing. His heart is racing and the room feels like it's spinning. With every movement, the rope rubs into his skin with an uncomfortable, burning itch. The others are in the same position, but don't look fazed by their state. In fact, they look angry, pissed off that they got caught. What? "What's going on?" Jungkook speaks up and the man next to him rolls his eyes. "I would get a tougher attitude, kid," the guy 3 seats down says. They love that scared shitless look. Then, a shadow appears in the hallway, walking toward them. As the figure comes closer, the single figure turns into 5 men. They have to be gang members. They stand in line in front of Jungkook and the others, one member to one abducted. They are softly illuminated by the lights shining down on the abducted. Jungkook looks down the line of them, heart dropping when he recognizes the blonde standing one guy down. The dark-haired one stands next to him, arms crossed as he stares at his own abducted guy. Jungkook's stomach drops. "I'm going to die." The blonde doesn't acknowledge Jungkook. Instead, he smiles devilishly at the man in front of him, the one who talked to Jungkook earlier. "Hello, handsome," he says patronizingly. "Remember me?" As he speaks, the other members stare forward at their own abducted man. Jungkook glances at the one in front of him, not recognizing the face, but not wanting to look too long. The abducted man that the blonde is talking to doesn't say anything, prompting the blonde to feign hurt. "No? Well, we had so much fun last time we saw each other, didn't we?" His pretend sadness turns into a dark glow. "Oh, right. You got to have all the fun." He pulls up his shirt, revealing burn marks scarring the right side of his torso. "This jogged memory." The guy says nothing, instead, spits at the wad splatters on the. Jungkook flinches, ready for a crazy reaction. Instead, the laughs. "That's not very funny." Turns around, grabbing something out of sight. "Let's have some fun. What say, lads?" When he turns back around, Jungkook sees a revolver in his hand. He holds up one bullet, shoving it into one of the chambers and snapping it shut. Jungkook notices a creepy smirk that appears on each of the gang members' faces. "Who's up for a game?" he asks, devilishly looking up at the one who spit at him. "Maybe a little Russian roulette." Jungkook's breath hitches, tears springing to his eyes.